Okay. So if you can just sing the first verse of Amazing Grace, and then we'll go from there.
Okay. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now am found. Was blind, but now I see.
That was really good.
Thank you.
Okay, so I noticed that you're kind of like going back and forth a little bit, which I do that too.
I sway all the time.
Yeah, it just happens, you know, with the beat and stuff. So I learned that there's 6 balance points. So there's the AO joint, which is right in the back of it connects your spine to your head. It's a very tiny joint, but most of us, people identify it as like your neck. And so you can feel it, like when you bring your head up, you can feel that it's just like curved like a C.
Oh, yeah.
And so like you want it straight. Well, straight, because it can't actually be straight. So like when I've been doing this, I feel it in the back, and it feels like my head is lowered, like more than it normally is. Because normally I'm like, yeah, like here. But then with the AO joint straight, it's down here. And it feels odd, but it helps you project more.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
And then you have your arm structure, which, you know, you just want them like, you don't want them all like stiff and tension, you know? So you want them like shoulders up and back, but not like stiff. And then you have your thoracic cavity, which is generally underneath your diaphragm to your pelvic floor. And then you have your hip structure, because, you know, you have to be like movable, because if those are tense, then it's just, And then you have your knees, which, you know, if you lock your knees, you can pass out while singing.
Yeah, that would be bad.
That's not good.
No.
And then you have what my teacher taught me is tripod feet, which is there's 3 balance points in your feet.
That's
so
cool.
It's tripod feet. And so when you sing, you want to make sure that you have like your feet shoulder width apart, which I'm sure you know. And then you, like before recitals, we get up there, we put our heads down, and then we bring ourselves up.
Okay, yeah.
And then you bring your shoulders back and you straighten up your AO joint. Then you're like, now I'm ready to sing.
Oh, okay, cool.
And so it takes a while to get used to. And it can feel a little like uncomfortable, but if you feel any tension, then you need to adjust yourself, because tension during singing is just never good.
No.
So, like we have, my teacher always makes us do this, especially in my lessons. He'll come up and he'll just like adjust the head and everything. And so if you can sing it again and then try to focus on those, and then is it okay if I maneuver you a little bit?
Yeah, sure. This way. Okay.
Do you want?
Okay. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see. I feel it like opening. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you feel it more open, and it's really cool. Like, you were much better, like you weren't swaying as much,
Okay,
which I mean, that happens. I found out recently that I bobbed my head, like to the beat,
Oh, yeah,
and I didn't realize I did that. Another thing to make sure that your AO joint is straight is if you take your thumb and your middle finger and you put it on your collarbones, and then you put your index finger on your chin, and then you open your mouth, like, and then you just take your finger off and then close your mouth, and that's how you know it's straight.
Oh, okay, cool.
It's like a little quick cheat sheet.
Yeah, that's cool. Whoa.
Another thing that I noticed is that you have like what's the word? Like your breath is loud. Which mine is that too, especially like when I'm singing in front of people. Like in recitals, I'll notice that. So a way that I learned, which I'm still learning, to figure it out is you have to try to fill your both of your lungs.
Yeah.
And your lungs go a little bit above your collarbone.
That's so weird. But that's cool. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And so you have to think, when you take a breath, you take it from your diaphragm, but it's not actually from your diaphragm because you can't receive breath from your diaphragm.
Yeah.
But it starts down here, and then you just take it in, and you try to take it in as subtly as possible, but you try to actually take a good breath. Because when you breathe very, like, noticeably, it's because you didn't get a good enough breath.
Okay, yeah. And then it sounds forced, too.
Yeah, and it causes tension in your neck, because you're like, oh my goodness, I'm running out of air, like, what do I do?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we don't want that, so you just have to...
That feels deeper, too. I've never noticed that before. That's cool.
Yeah,
Okay.
once you, like, physically start noticing, like, how, like, air goes into your body,
yeah,
it's really cool, and it helps you, like, realize how intricate your body is, and how, obviously, all this didn't happen by chance.
Yeah, for real. Whoa.
So if you just think about it, like, if you can just take the beginning of Amazing Grace, Amazing Grace, how sweet the sound, if you can try to do that in one breath, and then just see, and if you have to take a breath, just try to make it very quick. So, do you want to try that?
Sure. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound.
That was good.
Yeah.
That was good, yeah.
Cool.
You could tell that you actually got the breath more.
Yeah.
Like, receive the breath is what one of our teachers says.
Yeah. Just take it in.
Yeah. Because you never actually run out of air because it's all around you.
Yeah. You aren't going to die. You just feel like it when you do long phrases.
So once you figure out that, like, you can actually get a very deep breath, like, you try to fill all of your lungs, but you really can't.
Yeah.
But once you figure out that you can. So when you're breathing, you need to try to take a deep breath, obviously if it's a longer phrase, but you need to remember how, like, big your lungs actually are. They go above your collarbone, which is crazy, and then they go to the bottom of your diaphragm.
That's a lot of space.
Yeah, it's a lot of space to fill up.
Yeah.
So you just have to remember how deep it can be. So if you can sing it again and try to remember the balance points, the AO joint, your arm structure, your thoracic cavity, your hips, your knees, and your tripod feet.
Should I sing the whole thing, like the whole verse?
Yeah.
Okay. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saves a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see. That's a lot harder than you think.
Oh,
Being
no.
quiet with your voice. Whoa.
Oh, yeah.
Or not your voice, sorry, your breathing.
Oh, yeah, it's really hard. It takes a while.
My body just was like...
Well, yeah, and especially, like, musicians today, if you really listen to their stuff, you can hear their breathing straight into the mic. And it's like, okay.
You're like, whoa.
It just takes practice. And I know, like, especially when being in your head voice, it's a different space rather than your chest voice, so you have to like think about it, like taking a breath beforehand.
Yeah, definitely.
So it's hard to make it quiet.
Mm-hmm.
But you just have to keep working on it and remember the balance points.
Yeah.
But it already sounded better.
Yay, that's good.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. I just, like, all the time when I do that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and I saw that, like, you noticed it to yourself, which I do the same thing. Yeah. Like, in the middle of a performance, if I notice I do something wrong, I'll, like, roll my eyes or something, and I'm like, no, you can't do that. Yes. No, what if no one else noticed it? Like, you just have to be super cautious as a performer. But there's so many things you have to think about while you're performing, like how you look, your structure, professionality.
If you do mess up, not, like, making a big face about it.
Yeah. And remembering the pitches and all the dynamics and everything. Being a performer is a lot of work.
Oh, yes.
But it's very rewarding.
Yeah.
So, and I just learned these things once I got to college. Because I've been performing for a while now. But none of my teachers in high school actually told me about, like, my inner body or, like, what I'm supposed to like, actually look like. And how it could help me. Yeah. So, I mean, it's magical. Yeah. But it takes a while to actually learn because you're so used to singing it one way. It's like learning a song for like the past few years and then get a new teacher who tries to change things and you're just like,
like what?
What am I supposed to do?
Yeah.
So it just takes a while. If you just keep practicing them, then I'm sure that you'll get them.
Yeah. Yeah, I need to practice breath. And yeah, when I was in high school, I learned about the feet thing, but no one ever taught me about like the neck or like that the lungs go all the way up here.
Yeah.
Like,
oh my
that's
goodness.
so cool. It's proof to myself that I can breathe. Good. Yes.
Oh.
Cool.
So thank you.
Yeah, no problem.